Hi everybody, we are here today wandering with the Johnsons for another RPod modification. I don't know about you guys, but all this wonderful storage under this bench right here is a pain to get to, especially when the table is up. We have it flattened right now so we can do this video. Okay, so today to help with getting into this wonderful storage area, we're going to add some piano hinges. We have two 12-inch piano hinges. They do come longer, but this is what was available at Home Depot for us to use. You can order longer ones on Amazon, but we're just using these two right here. So the board that comes factory is a little bit too big. So we did have to trim it so that it'll clear this support for your side piece and all your trim right here, because you don't want to mar up your brand new trailer. So we trimmed it off. You'll have to measure for your own trailer to make sure what your clearances are. The other thing we're going to do, since we did trim some of the board off, is add a little bit of extra supports here and here to accommodate for the area that we cut off. So we'll go get that and show you how to do that right now. Okay, so we're going to measure to cut two 1x2 pieces of pine. Again, we just got this at Home Depot. So we just need to measure the existing. Ours is 21.5. So measure for yours and two short cuts and we're ready to install. The other side over here does have this little guard for the wires that go out front. So this one will just be a little bit shorter on the other side of this support right here. Okay, let's go cut the wood. Okay, so normally we would not be cutting with this type of saw, but we lent all of our power saws to our friend. So this is what we're doing today. Okay, so now we are going to drill some pilot holes for our screws. Pine is a super soft wood, so we wouldn't want to just screw right into the wood so it will crack. So we're just going to drill a few pilot holes. We're going to go a couple inches in on either side, and then one in the middle should be plenty. Okay, so the size of drill bit that we're using on here is just about the same size as the screws we're using, because we don't want the screw to catch this wood. We want it to seat right into the wood that's already in the seat of the trailer. So we'll drill our last three and we'll be ready to install them. Okay, so now we are going to drill a pilot hole into the pre-existing framework that's in the trailer. So we have a drill bit a couple sizes smaller than what we had done before. One important thing to note is you don't want to drill through your trailer. So you don't want to go all the way through. So I've set my drill just so that I know it's going to go in about 1/4 inch or so into the other side. So you don't want a big old hole in the side of your bench. So here we go. Okay, and we have some 1.5-inch screws. We are going to use a hand, old school, no power screwdriver so that we don't crack the wood and go nice and gentle. Now I'm doing the middle one first so that it can hold my wood up there to do the ones on the other end. The other thing you want to make real important sure when you're doing it is that your wood isn't like off kilter, because then your flat piece of wood won't fit. So make sure it's nice and flush with the other piece of wood before you screw it and attach it down. Okay, now that we have our extra supports installed in there, it's time to put on the hinges. So we'll slide in our board that we already trimmed so that we know it won't rub on anything. Perfect. Okay, so now we have our piano hinges. And we definitely, the most important is to make sure that you're exactly snug up against the back of your wall or your board here will be all cattywampus. So we have the piano hinges. Again, we're going to use a regular screwdriver, no power, so that we don't strip these little tiny screws that it comes with. So we just put and evenly spaced throughout the back. Okay, and away we go. Okay, so now we have the piano hinges all installed. A couple things to note though. The ladder two back here did have to go into the metal framing of the trailer. So as you're screwing them in, if it's not going anywhere, then you can pretty much ensure that you're in a metal stud. So just a little tiny pilot hole, and then you can screw them in the rest of the way. The other thing we found too is the screws that came with the piano hinge happen to be longer than the width of our board. So initially, the first couple of screws, we screwed the board right to the frame, and that's obviously defeating the purpose of what we're doing. So we had to trim the screws off just a little bit. You can either do that or run up to Home Depot and buy shorter screws, either way. But finished product. Now we have a very easy to open with the piano hinges. I'm probably gonna put a little hook up here just so I can have something to hold it up while I'm getting stuff in and out and whatnot. But this will make it so much easier to get into this wonderful storage area underneath in your RPod. Ours is a 171, so your trailer might differ just a little bit, but this is the modification for our trailer.